It's 2026 and the question that still remains is, can you use your iPad as your main and only device? Or to frame it correctly, can the iPad become a laptop replacement as your main and only device? To answer that, we need to define what even is a laptop, because most people think a laptop is the screen or the chassis or even the keyboard, but that can't be farther from the truth. What makes a laptop is the operating system. It's what gives you the freedom, the ability to install whatever you want, run heavy progress software, the ability to handle background processes and plug into workflows without any friction. That to me is a laptop or desktop. Now hold that thought, because once you understand that, the iPad conversation becomes way more interesting, because the iPad is capable of doing almost everything a laptop can, from basic productivity stuff like emailing, Zoom calls, market analysis, content consumption, sketching, note-taking, time blocking, planning, writing scripts, blogs, books and newsletters, reading ebooks, working with PDFs, signing contracts, or even filling out a restraining order against that weird neighbor. And since the introduction of Apple silicon chips in the iPad Air 5 and the iPad Pro 5th Gen, the iPad can now handle some professional workflows using progress software with apps like Resolve for iPad for video editing. Here is actual professional 4K video editing, professional 2D animation, basic 3D animation, motion design, code reviews, music production, and you can even play some AAA titled games seamlessly, which are all things laptops are capable of and are the very things we buy laptops for. So performance isn't the problem. So why aren't people using the iPad as a laptop replacement? The only problem with the iPad is the iPadOS, which has the exact same issues as iOS, because unlike macOS where you can download any third-party software from the internet, with iPadOS and iOS you're bound with what you can scramble from the App Store. That means you can't just wake up on a Tuesday morning and install a virtual operating system or throw Linux at it. You're locked into the App Store ecosystem, and that's the real limitation. Because technically the hardware is powerful enough to handle anything, the M-series chip inside the iPad is more than capable of sustaining heavy workloads and running some serious software. It's just held back by iPadOS, but does the iPad really need that macOS level of freedom? Well, I guess that's a story for another video. But for now, let's be honest. Buying an iPad as a laptop replacement in 2026 is a poor financial decision, because an iPad Pro 11-inch starts at around $1,000, but you can't really use it alone. You probably want an Apple Pencil. That's another $130, and a Magic Keyboard will run you $300. You'll probably need a cover for that, or even a dongle for extra ports and accessories, and now you're sitting at well over $1,500. For that price, you can probably get yourself a MacBook Air and still have enough cash for accessories, or even buy 3 M1 Pro MacBook Pros, which is still by far one of the best laptops you can buy in 2026, as I went over in this video. And not to mention, for that price, you can even build an entire desk setup if you're going for the custom PC route. What I'm trying to get at is that a laptop already comes complete, with a keyboard, trackpad, ports, the operating system, no extra purchases required. So unless you have a very specific reason to buy an iPad, or you have a creative lifestyle, you're an artist, or you specifically need the pencil workflow where touch and sketches are central to your life, then yes, the iPad makes sense. Otherwise, you'll just have spent over $1,500 for a device to sit there on your sofa gathering dust. For everyone else, students, professionals, a laptop is still king. And for what's the best laptop you can buy in 2026, check out this video. I'll see you there.